means the thought, right? So so premeditated. You think about it, you plot it out here. That's attempted murder because you're plotting it, you're thoughting it, and then like Jesus Christ right here. Jesus is my homeboy. You know, there's a whole thing about that, right? Jesus Christ, let's call it the Yahweh or the Elohim. You know, different Jesus than you used to. Jesus. I mean, his wife Mary Magdalene, she's a prostitute. His best friend. I mean, his brother is James. I mean, John the Baptist was his cousin. I mean, they started baptizing people. Jesus Christ didn't write no word. He just hated the Romans. He got rid of them. I mean, he got rid of them. It took him dying, but he was 100% on board for it. So I mean, Judas was his best friend, and they did it. Same thing with Pilate. Pilate was okay with it. They all wanted it. So in fact, Jesus like, yep, throw me in. And then it was his time to shine, and he shined. He shone the best of everybody, dude. Bible's about dying well. That's all you can do is die well. You know, I mean, there's no point in living if you're really, I mean, what's the point of life? You know, look at every microscopic organism, look at everything in the world, every person. What do they want to do? They want to survive, right? How you survive, you procreate. So survival by procreation. I think gay people, right there, I think that solves so many problems right here. So, same thing with the government. They've been promoting it, encouraging people to be that way, right? So on television, they're encouraging it to change your genders and stuff. It's to control the population, right? So you end the bloodline. So you weed out it's natural selection, but then I think they selected it, so it's fucking kind of funny. But once you procreate and once you survive, and not too much. I mean, food, survive. You know, take care of it. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You know, food, clothing. What is it? Food, clothing, shelter. Love, and I forgot the last one. So if you invest in those things, you're guaranteed it's the human necessity. Then you guarantee people have to buy your product as long as it's a decent product and for a decent price. You know, maybe just less expensive, but the same quality.
What did you just say?
Maybe just less expensive. It's the Snuggle Bear. It's his motto. Snuggles. That's my nickname. Or Snuggle. And that's my dream too. My goal once I get a lot of money, I'm gonna get a Snuggles costume. I'm gonna get a giant warm towel, like super, like not warm, like not like hot, like kind of super warm. I'm gonna get a giant diving board right here. I'm gonna get like suspension cables right for my waist. I'm gonna jump off that diving board. I'm gonna fucking fall so slowly under that towel. It'll be ridiculous. It'll be like fucking a week of me falling right here. So slow animated. I'm wearing the Snuggles costume, but just like a week long fall, like in midair, like suspended.
Wow.
Yeah, holding my pose. That's what I really want to do more than anything in this world.
Why? You have to laugh too.
Not when I'm in character. I can't laugh. When I'm in character, it's completely different.
No, you can't. I guess so. It wouldn't work.
It would work, but I just have to get it.
No, you just started laughing.
I know, but then I need a giant dryer, right? I need a giant washing machine, but then I see my giant washer and dryers right here. Why don't we? I mean, we have ice machines, right? We have ice hockey, right? So these are giant things of ice. Why don't we just take why don't we just take the Tacoma Dome, flip it upside down, cover it all in butter, get a big ass hose, fucking pour water into it right here, take it up to the North Pole, let it freeze over, but make sure it's on a 2x4, right? We have a giant ass rock to go right next to it. We all jump on the 2x4 to flip over the Tacoma Dome that has the ice in it, right? So it flips over. We all lift it up with the 2x4, jam it on the other side too. Take off the Tacoma Dome, bring it back here because it's one of the biggest wooden structures in the country. Mind you, the dome is wood. But then bring it back to Tacoma stuff, then we have a giant glacier, right? So we could create global cooling, so we'd offset the fucking temperature because the glaciers keep melting and stuff. The part of ecology I think is interesting.
You think that would have enough ice?
Yeah. So we have ice machines. Star Ice is the #1 distributor of ice. I mean, they have one over in Pfeiffer, Algona area, right? So they make ice and they deliver it all over. You could go to the store, soda pop, ice, right? So why couldn't we just get some ice machines and take it to the North Pole? Oh, ice machine. Oh yeah, there we go. So then the glaciers aren't melting. So it's not going to solve the greenhouse gases, right? That's methane, right? So cigarettes produce methane here, right? And also cows, that's the biggest contributor of methane, which is the biggest fucking greenhouse gas, which is the biggest.
Really? What do they do?
They fart.
So that's how we get that.
Methane, that's what causes the greenhouse gas.
Cow farts?
Yes, we encourage.
Yeah, that's where methane comes from, cow farts.
Yeah, so we have, in the 70s, we have Where's the Beef? We had the energy crisis, right? So before we had 60s, we had American Muscle, right? So the late 70s, we had American Muscle. In 1977, I think we had our money stopped being backed by gold. It was made into a currency, right? And then we had the fucking energy crisis. So we started the conflict in the Middle East and stuff. You know, we've been over there forever. But then we stopped backing our money by gold. No more gold standards. So we create currency. So we just print that shit whenever we want to, cause hyperinflation. I mean, Ronald Reagan, wear another sweater. That's his motto. Not make America great, is wear another sweater. Because then, we realized what we do is like our cars get 8 miles per gallon, so let's make efficient cars, right? So Honda took over. Honda, Toyota, all these Japanese companies stepped right up and said, hey, we can make a very efficient car and for a very fucking small, for a fraction of the price, and probably just as fucking fast. But the only thing is safety, right? So American steel, you can't beat that. You don't need a seatbelt. I mean, 77 Lincoln Continental, good luck, dude. That's like a fucking tank. Like a 77 fucking Honda Accord, you're dead. So seatbelts for sure.
No, they built cars tougher in the 70s.
No, American muscle they did right here, but then we started losing our muscle. We stopped backing our things by steel and everything. We started, Stanley Steel, there's the big three, the monopoly, Stanley Steel, JP Morgan, and fucking JP, what you got?
JP Morgan.
Stanley Steel, who's the last one? The three monopolies that are around the country, so they had to break them up. Because you had to have competition. Good job. So you had to have a chance for the small guy, but you have to have competition, because competition creates the best for the consumer, right? Because if you have one company doing everything, they can set their standard any way they want to and run things how they want. But if you've got competition, then you have to compete for the customer, right? Because you want the customer's business, you want their return business. So it's all about the customer. Customer is number one. You never sell anything, you sell yourself. That's all you can sell. You can't sell a product. Every word in my mouth is bias. So everything I say, you either believe it or you take it away. So it's changing your mindset, it's changing how you think, it's changing your brain chemistry right now, the more I talk. So either strengthen your beliefs or weaken your beliefs, whatever it is. But it's definitely messing with your psyche, messing with your beliefs, and messing with your who you are. I like interrogating people by talking, so I see what I can hit on, what I can't hit on. So the things I shouldn't talk about, usually they want me to talk about. So I talk about those, but I just change the plot or change it. And I had dyslexia and I had a hard time when I was a kid, reading stuff. So I changed all the characters in my. When I was a kid, I'd read a book and it just got boring as shit. So I changed the characters, main characters, changed their name to Tim. So I'm in the book, the never-ending story, duh. But I changed all the characters' names around to my friends and my names, so it made it more applicable. And then I changed the location of it to somewhere more preferable to me. So I could change the book around, but still read the book and still see the book, but it's a completely different book to me. It's something completely different, so I just changed the slight details around. So
that's a good idea.
Well, I mean, it helped me learn how to read and helped me do all kinds of fun stuff that got me into reading. But that's what I do, I start telling somebody a story right here, so if you know this, I tell everybody the same story, but I emphasize different details of the same story just to see what happens. It's called telephone to see where it comes out at. You spot the knot and see a leak, and still a leak. Leaks waste water, dude. Water's precious commodity. We're 70% water. The world is 70% water. I mean, we know more about space than we do about goddamn oceans. Washington, we have Galloping Gertie, which is the fucking Narrows Bridge. I mean, that shit bad fucking. Fuck yeah. So, we have now, because of that fucking thing, because of that fucking, all that fucking bridge in the water down below, we have the largest octopi in the entire world, right? We also have the largest blue whales in the entire world too, the largest blue whales, and we also have, the most orcas. People come all over the world to see our orca population in the San Juan Islands. So we also have J-pop.
I want to go to San Juan Island so bad.
What?
I said, I want to go to San Juan Island so bad.
We can go sometime soon, it'll be fun. The ferry eats you.
I know. I wanted to go for the whole time I've been out here.
What? I mean, it's beyond time to go. But
I'm not going to go by myself.
Yeah. Well, Washington's the coolest place in the world, I think, right? We have a tropical rainforest. No fucking joke. The Olympic Mountains right here. It's a tropical rainforest, literally a tropical rainforest. We have an ocean right next to us, right? We also on the other side.
Desert.
Yeah, we have a desert on the side of the mountains, right? So we have all the fucking terrains in the entire world. We have them all in one state, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, but it's a huge state.
Washington, no, it's pretty small.
It's pretty big.
So our population is 8 million, right? So we're not.
Isn't that the like population of Seattle?
No, our population in Washington is 8 million. So New York City is 8 million of the population. New York City, 8 million people.
Yeah, but New York, our state is larger than New York.
That's what I'm saying, Jamie. A state, so a single city is New York City, has a population of 8 million. Washington State, our entire state has that same population, right? So we are not as dense as they are, right? So we have lots of greenery. We have a lot of area. Like,
Well, yeah, because all the urban areas, most people live in the cities.
Yeah, they want you to. Have you ever been to California?
So most people live on the west side of the mountain. Yeah, most of our population lives west.
Well, Spokane, Washington is the second biggest city in the country, second biggest city in the state. So it goes to Seattle.
Like Spokane and shit.
Spokane, I mean, there's a huge.
I just said that.
Yeah, Spokane, like I said, it's the second largest city in the fucking state.
No, it's not.
It's
It's
not.
It's one of the poorest.
Spokane?
Mhm.
I don't know what the poorest is, right?
It is.
I tried looking up the.
Can I see the torch?
Yeah.
Oh.
So Spokane, Yakima,
It's your turn,
Tri-Cities,
isn't it?
Ellensburg.
It's your turn.
Yeah. So I know Eastern Washington, they've got the Gorge of George, right? So that's really fun. So they have, it's a huge venue for music, right? So the Gorge Amphitheater is a National Morris Amphitheater.
Yeah. I found them.
And the Vans Warped Tour is one of my favorite things every year. Have you seen some mosh pits? It's really fun, right? So most people know what mosh pits. Mosh pits, you go around, push each other. It's basically a fight to the music. You try to stay on point, like I told you, dance fighting.
Can I see my phone?
Yeah, dude, you have to see some of these mosh pits, dude. They're fucking like, it's like fucking wars, like fucking millions of people like just fight each other for no reason. It's super fun.
Let's go.
People die all the time too. They also die in fucking Black Friday trying to save money on groceries or save money, save money on inanimate objects, right? Yeah.